I never expected to die that night. My name is Leila. I'm 35 years old, born and raised in a devout Muslim family in the Middle East. I was proud of my discipline in prayer, fasting, and covering myself. But I had a secret, a haunting question I never dared voice. Was Allah truly near me? Or was I just going through motions, hoping to be accepted someday? That night started like any other. I had a headache that wouldn't go away. Within hours, I collapsed. My family rushed me to the hospital. And all I remember was the fluorescent ceiling lights fading into darkness. The doctors said I had a brain aneurysm, but I wasn't gone for just a moment. My heart stopped for nearly 8 minutes, and during that time, I saw everything. At first, I was in a tunnel. It wasn't peaceful like some stories I've heard. It was cold, and shadows moved around me. I felt fear. Deep, paralyzing fear. I screamed for help, calling the name of Allah again and again, but the silence screamed louder. Then, a presence appeared. Not a figure at first, just light. But not just any light. This light knew me. It pierced through my being, exposing every lie I told, every time I doubted, every mask I wore even in prayer. I wanted to hide, but there was nowhere to go. Then I heard a voice like a waterfall, strong yet gentle, majestic yet intimate. He said, "Leila, I have known you since before you were formed. Why do you fear me?" I froze. That was not Arabic, but I understood him, in my spirit. I asked, "Who are you?" Then the light took on form. A man clothed in brilliant white, his eyes like fire, but filled with compassion. His hands bore scars. "I am Isa, the one you've heard of, but never known." My knees gave way. I collapsed before him. I couldn't look at him for long. The holiness was overwhelming. And yet, he lifted my chin with just a glance. And for the first time, I felt seen. Not as a Muslim, not as a woman, not as a sinner, but as his. "I died for you, Leila. Not so you could earn your way to heaven, but so you could receive it." I began sobbing. I had lived my whole life striving, fasting, obeying rules, yet still never sure of where I stood with God. And here, this Jesus, this Isa, was telling me that I didn't need to climb a ladder. He had already come down for me. I asked him, "Why now? Why are you showing yourself to me now?" His eyes turned serious. He responded, "Because time is short. The trumpet is about to sound." I didn't understand. "Trumpet? What trumpet?" And that's when he showed me. The vision was unlike anything I'd seen. The sky split open, and Jesus stood in the clouds, just like he was now, but this time with countless angels. Below, the earth shook. People vanished in an instant, gone, leaving behind clothes, cars, chaos. Those who remained screamed, cried. Some fell to their knees, too late. "This is the rapture," Jesus said. "I am coming soon, and I am coming for those who know me. Not by religion, but by relationship." I begged him, "Please let me go back. Let me tell them. Let me tell my family, my people. They don't know. They think they're ready, but they don't know you." He looked at me and said, "Go. I have chosen you to be a voice." Then, like being yanked from eternity, I fell back into my body with a gasp. Alarms were blaring, nurses shouting. I was alive. But I was no longer the same. The doctors called it a miracle. I called it mercy. As I lay in that hospital bed recovering, I couldn't stop thinking about what I'd seen. The rapture, Jesus, the unbearable beauty of his presence. and the unbearable sorrow of those left behind. I tried telling my sister about it first. She thought it was the medication. I told my mother. She wept, not because she believed me, but because she feared I was becoming a kafir, an infidel. I was torn. My whole identity had been built around my religion, my culture, my family's honor. But I couldn't unsee what I saw, and I couldn't unhear his voice. I am coming soon. Weeks later, I began searching online, secretly, with the blinds closed. I read the Injil, the Gospel, for the first time. I found the same words Jesus had told me in that place. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of God. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. My hands trembled. It was real. This rapture was real. Not a Western myth, not a Hollywood movie. It was the very heartbeat of God, to rescue his bride before the great judgment. I cried again, not just because I believe now, but because I knew what this meant for those I loved. So I began to speak. First online, I created a new identity. I joined ex-Muslim Christian groups. I shared my story, cautiously at first, then boldly. I spoke of the Jesus, Yahweh, I met, the wounds in his hands, the fire in his eyes, and the warning he gave. Many believe they are safe because of their religion, but they have no oil in their lamps. He was referencing a parable, one I had never read until I discovered the Gospel of Matthew. 10 virgins waited for the bridegroom. 5 were wise and had oil. 5 were foolish and were shut out. Jesus told me in that vision, Leila, do not be like the foolish ones. Keep your lamp burning. I am coming at an hour no one expects. Now every time I see the news, wars, famines, chaos, I remember his words. I believe we are at the threshold. And yet, the rejection is real. Some call me a traitor. Others say I am possessed. A few have cut me off completely. I walk this path alone in the natural, but spiritually, I've never been more seen, and I will not be silent, not when I know what's coming. Jesus told me one last thing before I returned. Tell them I love them. Tell them I am not far. Tell them I want to know them, not through rituals, but through the heart. So I am telling you now, maybe you're like me, caught between what you were taught and what your soul is yearning to find. Maybe you're terrified to even question. But Jesus is not afraid of your questions. He welcomes them. He came to me, a 35-year-old Muslim woman who never thought she was worthy of love, and gave me the truth. It's not about what I do. It's about what he already did. And he's coming back soon. Will you be ready?